everybody. So today is Monday and that means it's time for family movie night. And today I have kind of an eclectic, somewhat self-indulgent choice. I don't try to pretend that this is a great movie, but it is one that makes me laugh. And I just thought it would be sort of a fun, eclectic recommendation for family movie night. Today we're going to talk about the 1997 film, The Beautician and the Beast. And this is a film that has a 17% recommendation on Rotten Tomatoes. And so it's not a very well-reviewed film, and I wouldn't say it's a particularly great film, but it's one, I call it a guilty pleasure if you want. It's one that I think is funny, and so there you go. And it's one that I watched, I've been sick, as you can tell from my voice, and so it's one that I watched recently when I was sick, and so I just thought, let's talk about it on Family Movie Night. And I have a great love and fondness in my heart for Fran Drescher. I really love The Nanny. It's one of my favorite shows I've ever seen. The chemistry between Mr. Sheffield and Fran Fine is just classic romantic comedy chemistry. And a lot of people hate Fran Drescher because of her high-pitched voice and her laugh and everything like that. And so if you do, then you're not going to like this movie. You're going to think she's really annoying because that's basically who it's basically The Nanny put in a movie. And it's very similar to, in The Nanny you have this Broadway executive who kind of mistakenly hires this cosmetic salesman to be the nanny of his kids, and here you basically have the same thing. You have this president of this Latvian or whatever, Slavisnov or Eastern European country that is played by Timothy Dalton that has someone go over to the United States, and through mistaken he ends up hiring a beauty school teacher to be the teacher of his children. And so that's very, very similar. And so she goes over to this Eastern European nation, and of course she just loves these children right away. And so one thing I think Fran Drescher is so good at is that she just has a warmth about her that whether it's on The Nanny or in this movie, that she just you just feel like this maternal love for her, for children, and you really get that right away with these kids as well as in The Nanny. And these kids are being kind of brainwashed by their dad, but they're not really loved very much by him. They're not put very much time from him into his kids, and so she ends up teaching them in kind of her funny way. Of course, she starts to get to know Boris, the Timothy Dalton character, as she challenges him on many different things. And it's like sort of it's not an original story. I mean, it's not that creative in a way. It's just basically the Beauty and the Beast story, but she also goes to a factory and she sees sort of the propaganda, but she's telling him to unionize, and she's explaining to him why happy workers are better. And so she decides to host this party to try to get the nations of the world to see him in a better light. And meanwhile there's this conniving head of state or whatever that doesn't like what she's doing, and so he's out to kind of get her. And yeah, it's silly, it's nonsense, it's not great plot wise, but I think what makes it work for me is the chemistry between the leads. I love Fran Drescher's performance. Like I said, I like Fran. If you don't like her, then you're not going to like this movie. But I think that the dialogue and the jokes are really funny. They make me laugh. So rated PG. It would probably be rated PG-13 now because there is some innuendo and a little bit of talk about sex and other things like that. So you might be concerned if you have really little ones. But I don't think it's too bad. And I don't know, some jokes that I think are funny. Put on your sunblock, kids, because it's raised today, raisins tomorrow. She says, in our country, we can marry who we want. I decided on John Kennedy Jr., and while he's in denial, I'll travel. I like it when they're in the woods, and he says, why can't you just ask for directions? And Boris says, no. And Joy says, please, asking for directions is not the first step to a two-party system. Oh, that was funny. Oh, come on, I can find food at Gandhi's house. What, are you kidding me? There's a good line. Oh, you Americans and your positive thinking. There are some situations that a big-toothed person cannot get you out of. Let's see. Joy says, okay, a lot of great men had mustaches. Hitler, Franco. The Boris says, Einstein. Joy says, oh, and that's who you want to look like? So anyway, there's just some really good funny jokes, I think, and it's, like I said, guilty pleasure kind of. It's not like a great movie, but it's one that I get a lot of pleasure from watching, and I think it's pretty entertaining little comedy. You don't see that many family live action comedies anymore, so this is one that you can watch pretty much with your whole family and just enjoy sort of this silly Beauty and the Beast version. So let me know what you think of Fran. Do you think Fran Drescher's funny, or do you find her annoying? And if you've seen Beautician and the Beast, do you like it? Do you think it's funny? Put in the comment section, and yeah, thanks for letting me indulge in this one a little bit and do something outside the box. So I hope you're having a great day, and please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!